Hi, thank you for joining me, and I'm going to show you how to create an optimized title for your engineering company, whether you're an electrical engineer expert witness. I'm going to show you how to write an actual technical document, add what you need, which is the internal link, external links. I'm going to show you where to gather images and be able to generate them and just add them into your document. And most importantly, I'm going to show you how to add it to Google so that it shows up on the Google search results page after you publish the article, which is something that not a lot of people do or show you how to do. So let's dive right in. So just to give you a quick walkthrough, we've got Discover Engineering. I've been doing SEO for them for over a year now, a little under a year actually, and it's already very well built out. I've got a lot of pages and articles, and I've got a whole strategy here, but I'm going to show you the first step that you need to do to start working on your SEO for your engineering expert witness company. And here's what you do. So you got to come up with your articles. Electrical engineer. This is specifically about electrical engineering, but it can work about in other areas like products liability, failure analysis, forensic engineering. They're all very technical aspects of engineering, specifically as an expert witness. So, so you have to dive into very specific subjects about each of those. So in this case, I'm going to write about failure mode and effects analysis. And what you do is you're going to type this in here. You're going to type at the end, you're going to type PDF so that you get a lot of PDFs. And what you do is you save this. So I'm going to save it. And I'm going to save 5. You can save more if you want, but 5 is a good amount. And you can also go to other pages as well, like the NASA one. That's a good one. NASA would also be a great website to add backlinks to, or not backlinks, external links to them. So let's see. So you do this, and then we have one more, I think. The Department of Energy. Awesome. So now what you're gonna do is, with those documents, you're gonna go into ChatGPT. I've already got a chat built out, so it already knows about, in this case, Discover Engineering specifically. So the more you use one specific chat, and if you have the paid version, it's gonna give you better results the more you use it. So I'm gonna click on add, and I'm going to go back here. And it's the I set it right here. Okay. So I'm gonna add all of those. And in here I have my prompt saved. And it's a multiple part prompt. I've tried it to where, as you can see, I tried doing it all at one time. Actually, I structured it to do it all at one time, but the results are not the best. It's better if you still give it just a little bit every single time, and then it adjusts on that. So the first thing that we're gonna do is I'm gonna copy this, and actually I have to update. I have my title of the article right here, so I'm gonna go back to my Google Sheet, and I'm gonna copy up to that point. and give it a moment. It's really cool to see it outlining things, and also you can, if I press on it right now, I think it'll mess with the prompt. But you can also change between the different GPTs that you can select. There are different ones. There are ones for shorter responses or shorter context, and there are GPTs specifically for longer context. So I'm gonna give it a second. So once it's done giving you the outline of this, you're gonna tell it to write the full 1,000-word article, and when it does that, it's gonna create case studies. It may have created case studies here, which is good. However, you don't want to use the case studies it's giving you, because it doesn't know, right? It's making them up. In here, since I've already told it plenty of times, in the past year, what the actual case studies are, they will be related, but even then, because these are actual case studies, even then, I always like to give it to give the actual case studies prompt one more time, so that it's always accurate, it's always fresh. And then you enter that, and you're gonna wait until it writes out the article for you. You can do more words if you wanted to. I saw that 1,000 word was good because it's just a good amount. Too long, it starts getting repetitive. Maybe if you added more information. Plus, too long, it would take a person too long to read. So then, is that really good SEO if the people are not finishing the article that you're reading? But then again, if it really is interesting and it's providing a ton of value, it doesn't matter how long it is. But as long as you provide actual value, you provide useful information that people want to read, they want to know, at the end of the day, that is what good SEO means. It's not keywords, it's not all these technical things. I mean, those things do matter, but at the end of the day, it's how much value you are providing for free to just a random person browsing the internet. In your case, it would be most likely lawyers, lawyer trying to find a solution, or an expert for the case that they have. Okay, so now that it gives us this, what we're going to do is we're going to tell it that we need internal links. And the way that you do that is you tell it, let me see, I have it right here. So just tell it, please include 10 hyperlinks in the article from the list provided. And now I'm gonna grab my list of internal links, which I have them right here. So I have it by areas of expertise and the blog. And now I'm going to add that. And sometimes it'll tell you that it added the, so as you can see here, I have updated the document, but it didn't, right? We can visually see that it didn't do that. So you can tell it, and this is kind of where you go back and forth between it, and at the end of the day, it's not perfect, but it gives you really good results if you know how to use it, if you're patient. Mostly if you're patient, right? At the end of the day, if you hire someone, you have to be patient with them, in giving, and you have to be clear in giving them instructions. So it's literally just the same thing with this artificial intelligence. And you can even be more specific, like add 2 links to each section and tell it to the introduction, or hyperlinks. They're called hyperlinks. Add 2 links to each, add 2 hyperlinks to each section, the introduction, or add 2 hyperlinks to the introduction, to understanding FMEA and its importance. And basically you go through each title and mention that title specifically so that it knows what section you're talking about. Because that's what I mean. You have to be very specific with it. Okay. So now that the hyperlinks are here, which at the end of the day, it's not a specific amount that you need. It's not like 10 or 15 is the magic number. Remember, at the end of the day, it's just usefulness and providing more value to the person. But you do want a guideline of having a few in here. So it didn't actually add all the 10, but if you have about 4 or 5 or more, then that's perfectly fine. So now what I want to do is I want to add external resources, but you don't want to do it to your competitor, right? You don't want to link out to your competitor, help them in regards to SEO, and even sending out traffic to them. Like, that would not be a good idea. So what you do is, in this case, I would do this. And for example, right, I see NASA, I see Neon, I see this company, which I would have to see if they're a competitor, but either way, I'm going to type in that keyword and I'm going to type in NASA and see what comes up. Okay, perfect. So actually, I see a PDF came up. So I don't want to link out to a PDF. Let's see. Perfect. So yeah, this is a great one to use. And so, so what you do now is, before you do this, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna copy this, and I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna add a new post. So now I have my setup here already. I created my own blocks, and I just have to adjust this, remove that class name, and perfect. So now I personally don't like to include the heading that says introduction. I don't really see the point for that. I know some people do, but I don't. Make sure that the page title is in H1. Now I'm gonna go here, and this is where I would add this link. So I'm gonna remove this boldness, because a bolded link, it's like an overkill. You don't really want to do that. And I'm gonna open a new tab. Don't check these boxes for, make sure, however you're doing it, make sure that these attributes are not there, because then that's gonna take out all the SEO help from it. And again, remember, the main thing about SEO is providing useful information. So if you're also just linking out to things that don't matter or that are not gonna expand on what you're saying, then is that really helping someone? So now I'm gonna copy this one and I'm gonna do a different company. Let's see. Let's see who this one is. Yeah, this might be a good one. Let's see, services. Okay, perfect. So they're not an expert witness, so they're not a direct competitor. So I'm going to link to them. And then I'm gonna link out this one here. And I think that third one, Jacobs, is for the see. There we go. So that's a PDF. University of Plymouth. Awesome. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe if the diagrams were showing. It does seem like a reputable source, but I don't know. So that's to download a PDF. So I don't want that one. That's a PDF as well. Let's see. All right, so this is talking about it's expanding on the subject. So, I'm gonna add to it. Cool. And now, I know sometimes, let's see. And then we still have to double check it, but that'll be at the very end. Well, you have to actually proofread it. You can't just copy and paste it. But first, I'm gonna copy all of this, and I'm gonna go to this website called Napkin AI. It's really cool to get visuals from your text. So it's not gonna create an actual. You'll see. It won't be like an actual photograph style image, but it does create what it said, a visual. And wow, this one is actually really cool. So I'm gonna choose this one, and I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna download it. Yep, that's where I'm saving those. And then you can scroll down, and in here, for example, it highlights different sections. And see, it's just, at the end of the day, an image is really just reiterating the information, but it's a nice break from the blocks of text. Let's create one from this. See, that's a great one. So I'm gonna save it. Okay, cool. And let's create one for, let's do this one. And this tool is great. It's not such a popular tool yet, so you have to take advantage of it before it starts becoming popular and they start charging more for it. Awesome. So, and again, this is just reiterating the information that was written and just putting it in a visual format. So now I'm gonna go here and okay, so for my images, I also don't like to add in too much text into them. It's preferably if you don't have any special characters besides the dash to separate words. No underscores on them. That's not good practice. And I always like to start them with -0. So now I copy this and I go through this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And first of all, I'm going to also for the URLs, you don't want any words that are not, like for example, the word "and." It doesn't have any actual value, so you just remove it. Words like the, it, mostly like articles or nouns, unless it's a specific person, famous person that you're talking about, you usually remove those. I'm gonna add an excerpt. I'm going to add this within a category, and I'm gonna add a featured image in here. So I added that one, and then you can always add it or it's recommended that you add it within the text. Through the different parts that we were saying to break up the blocks of text. So the next one was this one. Yeah, types. And after adding a photograph, make sure that you add the alternative text to it, which can be this, or even you can just could copy all of this right here. Select the image, make sure you're in block, and go ahead and just copy all of that text in there. Okay, the next one was, I believe, let's see. Yeah, so it was right here. Okay, so here's the image. We're gonna select it and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna copy that, this, and copy it right there. Then we have the case studies. I think we're just gonna, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was this one. Implementation challenges. So it was right there, but there's a big block of text right here. And this one's kind of short, so I'm going to add it on top of there. And then I'm going to add one for the before the conclusion as well. Selected. I'm going to, it's actually about this. Or the challenges. It's okay. And we have one more, which I'm going to add. It was for the conclusion, but I'm going to add it right here. So we're going to select it. And we're going to copy this. We're going to add it. And now we have the images. We have the internal links, external links, which they're all hyperlinks, but we know the difference between them. And now I'm going to show you how to publish it on Google so that it shows up on the search results. But before you do that, you do the most important part, which is the proofreading. Now that takes a longer time, and like it takes a much longer time to do this here, but I'm going to trust you that for all of your articles that you're publishing, you're not just, I mean, even though we had a process, right, it wasn't just copy and paste. We still had to follow a few steps. But even then, you don't want to just publish this online. You have to go through each paragraph, each sentence, make sure that what you're saying is accurate, that you're not, and that you're not misrepresenting anything, right? Because if you say something that's not true, at the end of the day, it's like if you're lying, right? Someone that's a liar has lower trust, and you know that reputation just goes around. So you don't want to be someone that's known online or in person to put out content that's not accurate. So I'm going to trust you that you're going to proofread your document before actually publishing it. But just for the sake of the video, I'm going to publish it. Again, ideally you proofread it before you do. And once you have that link, so once you have this link right here, make sure there's no words that are unnecessary, like articles, conjunctions in there. Make sure, give it a quick scroll to make sure it's properly formatted, that there's nothing broken in it. And again, proofread it. Then you're gonna go to your Google Search Console. You can just go there and click Start Now. From here, if you have several websites, you can select from the list. But you're gonna type it up there. You're gonna request indexing. And what this is doing, this is telling Google, like, hey, I have a new article, I have a new page, I have a new product on my website that I want you to show it on the search results. Because if you don't do this, it'll take longer, or it might never get crawled by Google. So this is like a very important key part to your whole SEO strategy. And that's pretty much it. You know, we went from finding the subject that you're going to write about, how to break it up, how to prompt it, how to edit that, how to find the images, and how to make it show up on Google. So if you have any questions about that, please let me know. Or if you need help with it as well, always feel free to contact me. Thank you.